Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LPL 2025 Split 1.
BLG would prefer to get the grubs than the dragon if you have a choice of the two, because they hang on, that's an all-in from Setab.
Yeah, big damage coming in from the Akali, finding the perfect execution.
Setab gets first blood onto Knight with his Akali. A rare missave from Knight in this kind of Akali's playground. Now we're going forwards, he doesn't have the ult this time.
Yeah, the flash already burned as the paranoia comes through. Good damage. Zenith Blade is going to connect. It is going to be the return of kills with nothing in response.
He can win the 1v1. Not surprised. Sved's going to walk up, spot the Nocturne and the brush there, and make sure that Hoya's safe under this tower. Well, we'll see whether he's safe under that tower.
Safety or not, we're going to see the Vi able to start the grubs as a result of we're being spotted out. Here we go again with the paranoia. Soulflare dodged away from Vi. The Drake Hound step. Good damage coming down. Hostile takeover going to buy Hoya an extra life as Feather doing everything that they can. Not able to get that kill eventually, and the Feather in the cap will be the second kill going over as well. No extra return, especially as they get the grub on the back end of it too.
Yeah, the micro is as good as it could be there. They buy a lot of time, but the actual macro of this decision, which is, hey, we're going to leave this player completely get Hoya from out of turret. But it also means that the Leona doesn't get great value with the ultimate, because that's dodged away from. Turrets do a lot of damage nowadays.
But yet again, see decent protection coming out of Feather, making sure they are around to potentially offer that extra life to the Ambassador again. Meanwhile, on bot side, Tab looking like they might need a bit of an extra life as well as they go up against Bin, but instead of extra life, they've got some extra health and damage coming through from the Vi. Things turn around beautifully. The best one gets this one on the Vi.
Good stuff.
And just like that, they level out the kills. We are going to see multiple ultimate burn. True Shot Barrage is going to grant vision for ways so the paranoia can come in. So Tab now in all sorts of trouble, just trying to buy time for the rest of the team to maybe do something across the map, but unfortunately there's no plays to be made across the map, and this one, as was the last, is just a free 1-for-1. Freaking in the end by On, and maybe not quite what way I would have wanted. Their crucial ultimate still remaining, of course. Herald started up, already dropped down below half health. No vision for BLG. Jay still up on the top side, starting to come down for potential pincer, but the Herald is already going to be gone. The fight's begun instead, and now the damage just rains down onto Nocturne. No chance for a steal with Way. Absolutely eviscerated on the back line. On just about managing to survive. Another accelerated shot pass could have done it, but instead Bin turns the attention on Hoya. Drake Hound step away from the Ambassador, as we see what I said, able to find the kill onto On. It's 2-0.
2-0 right now, but the fight continues. Bin has flash. Does he have to use it? Yes, he does, but will it be enough? I think he's just going to get chased down.
Best one raining down those denting blows. Hoya picking up the kill, and now we see TT
able for a second round of cooldowns, even with Bin coming into the fight.
Absolutely beautifully timed plays by TT. That fight that you were talking about does come in. The handshake unable to save the Varus. So far it's a 1-for-1 with the Aurora dying as well. However, the fight continues, and here comes the Tab. Akali threading damage in. That is a lot of low health bars on the side of BLG as they lose yet another one. Fraud, and Elk is going to be able to get himself a kill. Damage traded back from Besh 1, but now with Bin absolutely raining mega damage down on the Jace. It is going to be TT who are sent scurrying once more to the hills. Way able to secure that final one, that last little bit of damage. They will be able to secure the mid turret and the dragon on the back of it. BLG taking this fight, this series, this game going back and forth.
Elk, but coming around to this mid game, incredible fight from Elk, saves that team fight, really picks up so much extra damage. And TT, when we thought they were guaranteed that dragon after the Herald, even with all of their comfort picks, with this composition would look so good from them, can't get that objective. Batron chasing forward, and Bin just dies.
Yeah, able to find one, has been unable to reset after Dragon in time and giving up the life of their support as a result as well. 2-0 on the back of this one, and that is just careless from BLG.
Patron somehow ending up as a 5-kill Vi from all of the mess of the last
5-kill deathless Vi as well, can we just say.
Which is insane given what this champion does. Much like the Nocturne, exactly, you fly into a fight. You don't often fly out of it the same way. TT are hanging around this mid lane now. Hoya just gets the public execution up again. Can Elk step over it? No, he can't.
Well, the other person we've got to shout out for the lack of deaths is still just that one death on higher, and that was in a 3v1 scenario. Fights continuing, however. Varus keeps on dying, but in return the kill onto Way. And this game
is just condition for this team. He would genuinely just lose TT games through individual disadvantages in top lane alone. Last series, Hoya was the better top laner than Bin for the grand majority of that series. That's incredible given the track record of Bin over the course of his career. But Hoya on the Ambassador in this time, looking a lot better. for his team. Again, caught out by the Varusol. Here comes the Solar Flare.
Yes, propping it straight down, going in rather than out, having to flash out in response, but look at the damage that's starting to come from range now. One Mystic Shot, one Shock Blast, and almost all the health removed from the currently deathless Besh one.
And it's a really hard time trying to get through this choke point towards the Atacam, because you throw that hostile takeover down there, you can't walk through it. The fact that the hostile takeover is just blown there means that BLG don't have to be afraid to approach the Atacant. I think TT now realize that and say, yeah, we can't stay around this objective anymore. And that contest goes away. Beitron off vision, could go on to Knight potentially, and here he goes.
Does exactly that, already coming down with the ult. Unfortunately, Hoya going wide with the public execution. Otherwise, that could have been the end of Knight. Embrace Chaos style while still finding a level of order that allowed them to play these clever objective-based games while still having loads of kills. Here, we are just seeing straight out chaos, and it at the moment is meaning bad news bears for BLG. They lose their jungler and right next to Atakan.
And it's a perfect play from TT to punish in the side lane. Wade didn't realize the numbers were there, and certainly no smite around the Atakan. BLG have to fight in a 4v5 to see off this objective potentially. TT, do they feel bold enough to start onto it? Set up on half HP, that might change things.
Yeah, I don't think they can feel bold enough because there is just so much poke damage. The Jace and the Ezreal are raining damage down for days. You see these health bars getting shredded through by just a couple of abilities. And just like that, it doesn't matter that BLG's jungler is dead. And now all of a sudden, Besh one is slightly caught out. Teleport going to come through enough to stop the attack.
He's not going to be here in time to secure that objective. TT miss another chance to get themselves soul point. They'll be kicking themselves to that one. I feel like they've had the tools in some of these team fights to walk away with objectives. Haven't quite cleanly enough been able to go towards them.
I feel it's more than that as well, Alex, because it's the Dragons the same as losing your team at the game. And both these teams will have to tread just that little bit more carefully now. And someone who's already up to flash away is indeed going to be... Oh, sorry, Knight dies first! I thought that Varus was going to be gone first for sure, but instead it's a 1-for-1, and now the fight continues to brew with Vi arriving. This means that BLG, who looked like they were taking the fight to TT, are instead taking the fight back to their own base, as it is going to be death after death, kill after kill! And TT just wiped BLG apart from White.
Oh, it is vision. He might be able to ult in for a steal, but no one's showing their faces, and that'll be an objective going down. TT team fight their way through.
Because I love what I'm seeing from this Vi player. Absolutely tremendous, and you can see there the fans seem a little bit mixed in whether they're loving it or not. Hostile takeover is going to go wide. That's a huge ability to be down, but it's still a kill going over onto Wei, and with Atakan still available, there's a chance to turn instead. It looks like TT want all kills. Hoya, so aggressive, taking turret shot after turret shot, will eventually give up their life, but not before they've done the damage.
Elk goes down. Hoya's missed a few ults in this game quite visibly, but that one very much hit. Elk gets absolutely blasted by the 2.5 item ambassador, and yeah, they go down, but without the Ezreal, and with Knight not having ult now too, TT can walk in. They can use the Baron buff, which they have 2 minutes remaining of, to force another opening on the map. BLG, they're getting out team fought by Thunder Talk. This team, which was by them, but against BLG, they've just apparently got a better bit of insight into how they play the game. The Atakan's going to go down as well now, as need to somehow escape this initial combo, and they need to stop giving the easy openings over to Setup and Beitron, who are timing their approach so well. When one is entering the fight, the other one isn't. Onivia's chat saying, I don't think BLG have so many ranged pokes. I actually think they do. I just don't think they have, again, who got so much value in that first series, is pulling the trigger before the skill shots come through. This time, it's Hoya caught out.
Blade connects, Public Execution not going to take Hoya very far, but the Drakehound steps are enough to get the dash out. Good damage being turned onto Bearstrom, but this isn't a fight that you want, Knight. This is not a fight that you win. Hoya dashing forward, getting great damage. Here comes the rest of TT.
They come. TT have the Atakan, remember, and they'll take a kill for free. They have the withdrawals in the back pocket, and once again, someone steps forward from BLG, and TT are there, where they really ready and willing to answer. They go again.
Besh one dashing in, Wei shredding, losing the health. Not as much as they've lost their inhibitor, though. That one is down.
Still, within an LPL landscape, normally, you'd think that they'd be a bit more stable in this bin coming through. Setup does have the ult, he does have flash. Does he have to use both to get away?
Well, I don't think he's interested in getting away. He just goes for the straight out 1v1 kill. Has got Aurora lurking in the sidelines. Finally using the flash, trying to dash out to safety. Might well be able to get out of here. We're going to see the arcane shift forward, the flash as well. Good connection. Zonya's by a little bit of time for the card. It shouldn't be enough. However, Aurora finally getting that shut down. But meanwhile, the rest of the team is pushing in the other lanes.
Yeah, so pushing in top lane and pushing in mid lane. TT once again find a micro outplay, which leads to a bigger advantage somewhere else. This time it's a proper cross map. We haven't, like we said, not really had chance for cross maps because everyone's been on the same.
Able to get over towards Baron first, able to set things up. They're going to be able to get recalls out if they want to. Instead, they're just going straight for the fight.
Yeah, Elk watching Hoya go straight towards him.
Yeah, Elk is in a lot of trouble here, stuck in the pit all by themselves currently. Has got a little bit of a defense, but Wei is not one of them. Already killed off by Hoya. Hoya just zoning everyone away from being able to save Elk. As a result, Beshwan able to get that kill. This could just straight out be the game right here. Triple kill coming in. It's gonna be an ace. It's gonna be the game for TT.
Surely it can't happen again. Thunder Talk are going to take game 1 of the series versus Bilibili Gaming in the lower bracket round 2. TT, we thought they might be able to strike once against this team. They've had some good combos and BLG was sleeping on it still. Miraculous game 5 in the first series. Didn't think it would happen again. Game 1 going to Thunder Talk.
A little bit later on. Looking at the comps now completed. Hard to look past BLG for this one for me. They've got that Lover's bot lane locked in, exceptionally strong, allows on.
You need to be good at diving in side lanes, and you do stuff like this. The Rakan, and that Viego can definitely do that.
Yeah, speaking of diving, here comes some aggression. Hoy's playing this one really, really well so far, still taking a considerable chunk of damage. However, Wade doing what they can to juggle the tower aggro, and well, it does look a little bit dead to rights here. The question is, can they get anything in return?
And they...
Good damage onto one, forcing the flash away. Good hook shot, gonna connect, and this dive continues for what seems like an eternity.
Yeah, they're gonna go again all the same. He's out of cooldowns this time, and Hoya will go down for that first blood. He hit level 4 under the tower, gave some questions. They ended up winning that World Championship last year, BLG. And the rest of the LPL took a little while to kind of get up on the board, but they'll secure themselves the first 3. Here is Beitron, trades for the dragon on the other side of the map. Typical early game objective trade. And checking it out, does have level 6. There's a chance he could really get a 1v1 here.
This is going to be pretty tough. We're going to see Jin Zhao able to secure 1, throwing down the ultimate, but Knight returning with 1 of their own. Hoya's joined the fray. It's a 2 for 2 for now, as the Weaver's Wall is not going to carry Talia to the target because of Viego. Beshwan takes all the damage, and now Hoya in a lot of trouble, trying to take a little bit of fruit, trying to get to the relative safety of Setab. But yet again, second kill is going to go for
his ultimate at some point. He came in here to... He stops the Talia going over. Yeah. I actually missed that, and he's now going to get the punts away in mid lane. Setab might just die, though, and the flash goes down easy.
Yeah, Wayne Knight looking great here. Yeah, that was a
little bit around them if TT really wants to give a fight.
Yeah, feels like trouble brewing around the Grubs here. We've already seen the Grubs started up. The return of damage is going to be good. However, in comes the Pot Blossom, and that is some good damage down. Hextech Ultimatum follows up, but Beshwan is the first to die. Bullet time was back off cooldown. It wasn't enough to get 1x and a kill. Instead, it only finds themselves a Death Chamber, and the Grubs will go the way of BLG.
Somehow to get themselves a big old Camille MF combo coming through the map somehow, but it's so hard to set that up when you're behind in all goals.
It's absolutely true, and the response from Away and the rest of the team is just so insanely fast, already forcing flashes out of Beshwan. We do see Feather trying to use the ultimate to save their own skin. They're not going to be able to do so, and Nico is shredded. The same can be said for Setab as well, who, despite that final little seismic shove, unable to escape Way.
Way hunts down his prey on the bot side of the fight. BLG are running away with this game now. TT let the goal get out of hand. They opened the door to BLG to play around their combination. I love these guys
from BLG after that loss against TT in game 1, and well, the answer does seem relatively transparent right now. Alex, it's happening!
It's happening! It's happened twice in 2 days. The new patch 15.4 helping us get along with this one. Ruda's at a con. I've not got to cast one of these games yet. And you know what's hilarious about this? If you get Ruinous Atacon, it increases your neutral objective buffs. There are 6 grubs on BLG.
Yeah.
Folks, we are going to get effectively an almost 8 grub game from BLG if they get that objective. They will, even when you're not a tower killing champion. So Hell's going to go down to the mid lane. This one's going to go down to the 6 grubs and the Hell very, very easily. TT, they don't really have much to mount a response here.
Yeah, the Wind's Wall comes in by a brief respite, but not too much as one, as Herald will make its first charge. Looks like it's going to be able to get the second one off as the damage is coming through, but Cassandra has other things to say about that one. Trying to pull right and stepping maybe just a little bit too deep. Bullet time comes in, it's not enough to secure a kill. Takes out the Herald before the second charge, flash forward, Pop Blossom connects onto Way. However, Viego able to step out into the mist.
So lucky a point. Worth noting, Knight still has ults. So if something were to happen here, could ult over towards something like this. Viego finding the Talia again.
And that is exactly what happens. Way securing yet another kill, collecting Talia for the good. And that is going to be another dragon. That will be their third
game than game one. And we said, look, there are a lot of eyes on Way. It is very hard to be the struggling player on such a successful team. And, you know, there are sometimes multiple struggling players on BLG. I'm not going to say it's just Way, but for him particularly, with all of the stuff that happened in off-season with him and Shun and...
returns a kill in the end of the play, as we're about to see, as we see Way just chilling, just waiting.
Plus, of course, the passive. The extra little chance of getting that kill at the end of it very much helps into the reset play pattern. On alone on this side of the map right now. Teleport coming in, not alone for long.
Yeah, on starts things off, but probably not going to be the one that finishes them. As Knight arrives via that TP first kill already secured. Beshwan, who had that deathless game first time round, having anything but this time. They're doing it for you, Alex.
They're doing it for me, no one else. It's so different seeing the way that the attack pattern's changed, because it's got the swipe outwards into inwards, like this thing here, the descending circles. Look at the flowers bloom. All of these giving adaptive force as well. I love it so much. BLG are going to be so powerful after this.
They give all of that adaptive force over to the Viego as well. Meanwhile, Knight trying to stay alive down bot-side turret. Not long for the world on arriving for support. Flashing away, Knight able to survive this one, even though the turret is not quite so lucky.
I really, as you can see, 54 bloody petals picked up for BLG, so that gives them, I mean, they do. He has flash and he has ult. I don't know if this is the fight which TT won, actually.
Well, Beshwan's still going to take it regardless, going aggressive. Elk having to flash away, being followed by the audacious charge, but no, it's not to be this game for Beshwan. If game one, they could have fallen into a sewer and come out with a gold watch. In game two, it's just poop.
This game is certainly stinky for them. BLG, they don't even lose their AD carry in that situation. I thought it might be a 1-for-1, which BLG could teleport onto afterwards, or find themselves a cleanup kill. They don't even get the single kill. Still a deathless game from BLG. Watch as this next wave comes into the tower. Next time they hit tower, watch how nasty the tower damage comes in from 6 Grub plus the Atakan. Setup's caught out by Bin.
Yeah, goes in with the Weaver's Wall to try and stop those hits, and instead just gets hit in the face. And now you can see those massive chunks being ripped out of the turret. One turret, but at least it would have been one. You know, in a game where we're looking at a 12-0 scoreline, at least they could have taken away an extra shred of dignity in this game. And unfortunately, that's something that is being stripped from them, along with probably seem to be their base as well. BLG just making an absolute point of this game. They are sending a message, and that message is about to continue.
And they might be returning TT to sender at this point, putting them back to base. Bin goes in.
Yeah, flashing forward, getting all that damage onto Misfortune. He's barely able to get 2 waves of bullet time off. Hextech Ultimatum comes in, but unfortunately, Hoya, you are locked in now with Knight, not the other way around. More kills come in. It's a triple for the Galio. It's going to be 4 out of 5 secured for BLG as they look down to try and close out the ace. Not quite catching onto the tab, but it just doesn't matter. They've got free roam in this top side.
Here comes On, diving forwards again. That is a very dead Talia. BLG have stomped through this game. Knight has a 25 stack Medjais on a quote-unquote tank Galio. Smashes the turret, and as we said, the Grubs with the Ruinous Atakan. Towers don't exist. They are paper to BLG.
Ace secured, delayed quadra-kill. It's not just the base that has been paper in this game. They might as well be playing the Onivia skin, because it feels like the champions are made of paper too. One more.
Yeah, but seriously though, 54 of these Blood Roses and then also a Medjais on top of it. It's a lot of extra random damage because of the adaptive force you get from them. Hoya, he does not want to be there, and I think he'll be removed from that very quickly.
Yeah, he goes back from whence he came, and Viego secures this one for an easy 7-0-8. We talked about Beshwan's stunning deathless game on the Jin Zhao. We have to start talking about Way on this Viego. Now, having seen what's going on, Baron now has been started up. It feels like TT have decided this is going to be their last stand. They don't want to let this final objective go over the way. They've met so many others, but what can they really do to stop it, Amara?
Well, we'll see if Baytron can get himself a miracle steal. He's not going to be able to get into the pit. He goes in and he fails. He's going to die for the attempts.
It's too little, it's too late, and it is going to be Baron. It's going to be 2 more kills. And at the end of it all, with Hoya going down, it's 3 kills. Maybe that's just the game.
I think it will be after that point. Hoya might be able to come back up to show his face for, I suppose, the school portrait at the end of it. But I think that will be all they wrote. The wave clear's coming in from TT, but as we said, only takes an auto or 2 before that damage over time from the grub buffed up by the Ruinous Atacon as well, completely shreds the base. There is nothing that TT can do here.
Hoya does indeed return for that class photo, but the class in question is going to be the one from Battle Royale. And unfortunately, Hoya, you were not on the winning side this time. Will it be the deathless game, or can they finally get a little bit of something? Knight's taking turret shot. He's taking fountain laser shot. It doesn't matter. Nothing kills the Galio. Nothing stops BLG. We're one.
When you're against Bin on the other side, I think that allows you to play 4 counterpick 4 like this Alistar as the last pick. No, it doesn't work well into the laning phase, but what Grubs, he doesn't have ult now. That trade before this dive came in was how important it is. He has 3 biscuits that can help with the regen. He is stuck under turret now, and Knight is not within realm warp range. He will be alone in a 1v3 if the dive is commenced.
Dragon goes down. The question is, will the next thing to go down be Bin? Will it be First Blood? We can see the tag catching already. Second strike hits. Bin going to get frozen in place on the back of this counter-strike. Nice trade of damage coming in from TT. They secure First Blood without giving up anything in return. Meanwhile, on bot side, Knight having to try and do what he can to stay alive because he's gone too aggressive onto Bin, who in a 4v1 almost gets the kill for himself. Flashes away. Hasn't died yet. Way eventually secures the return kill.
So it's a 1-for-1 across the map. Bin doesn't get the most out of them. Ended up starting in. Changing fundamental aspects of the game can take a while to lock in. Knight has flash and ghost. He's roamed out of lane again. Hoya's low HP. See if they can combo for a solo lane kill.
Knight's going to go over a ward. Beshwan's going to know this is going down. Hoya can try to escape. Of course, doesn't have flash after the last fight. And look at the Knight. The Nature Growth is going to connect. And we now see the Ash Arrow not quite connecting. No mana for Bin, however, not able to leap strike out to safety. And with Satab arriving, securing the kill on the Azir yet again. Plays going wrong for BLG. Again, shades of game 1.
Bin very, very different at that because I have the context of years before that point. But it doesn't mean you're wrong about what you're saying. Hoya's had a great split. Probably his best split that I can remember. There's a teleport coming in for the second set of Grubs. BLG, this can be dangerous. Hoya's going to just go straight into ult them, surely.
Yeah, Nature's Draft's going to go straight through. Yes, the Grubs might be going in favour of BLG. The question is, will the fight? We already see the flash out and Feather's going to fall. Bin is so very low, surviving for so long, buying so much time for the Jhin to do work, getting themselves a kill, but the fight is so very, very tight. Everyone's still duking it out until finally the curtain is called. Flashing away, it is going to be 1xN, able to survive as a solitary survivor in what ends up being, I believe, a 4-for-2.
4-for-2 is what I counted as well. So
throw a cask, which literally delivers Bin and on straight into their own backline. And from that point in, that fight was somewhat cursed. They're able to get Dragon. 15 minutes 50. There'll be a fight before then.
I'm looking at the Realm Warp cooldown. I'm looking on. Well, it's very, very quick. Here comes the combo. Here comes the Jhin.
Yeah, never mind. 3 minutes is more like 3 seconds. Good damage coming in. TT looking to try and claim this fight, having lost out in the last one. Already slain the Lilia. We're going to see the ultimate running out on the Alistar. The damage still coming through from the Ashe, but now Jhin able to turn their attention onto the carries, putting out so much damage. The volley. The volley was good, but now it is just remaining for the final bit of damage. Braum able to snipe away the Rise before losing their life as well. Deadly Flourish dodged away from, but the trap is enough. Oh my god, it's all going on here.
I'm a little bit scared of BLG and their playmaking opportunities. Here we go. We've got the Realm Warp potentially being pulled as well at some point. Scout. Not Scout. I see. Like, he had a great game the other day on the champion. That's why I said it. Here comes On.
On did so much in the last fight, looking to do the same again. Herald not taken all the way down already. Satab is not on the rift no more. Or we can see the Veshwan at this point feels like they've just accepted they've lost this fight. They want to at least try and secure themselves the Herald. They managed to grab the eye, but they lose the rest of their body.
TT fall by the wayside again. Knight is going to live there. I was a little bit afraid from it just that one. You can't really stand and fight as the Azir and the Ashe that well.
Oh. So close to securing the kill after the Realm Warp there, and 1xn still showing what they can do. 3-1-3 on this. Ash still has tons of damage to put out. You question Satab's Azir, and it has been called out a few times. The plays have maybe not been quite as exceptional as what we're used to seeing, as another dragon goes the way of BLG. And we can see the Swirl Seed following. It's not going to connect on to anybody. Bin in a lot of trouble here. Just fight after fight.
In chats. Setup has gone for the Nashes as second item, so I was wondering if it was going to be more towards the tanky build. The runes are actually the same between both. You still go for lethal tempo, so you can't tell from that as you can with someone like that Varus. His DPS is good. Now, TT grouping up. They have to group up. They have to group up, though, because if they don't... Oh, that's a problem, though. They get hit by the Swirl Seed. Here comes the Realm Warp.
Yeah, and Dead Burst connects as well, despite the dash, and with the Realm Warp coming in, the health bar's already shredded. Satab dies so early in the fight yet again. All 4 shots of the Curtain Ghoul are going to connect. Now Elk can come in and deal some damage with those 4 bullets in chamber. Kills are coming through fast. Knight's given up their life, but with the chase still coming in, feels like when the rest of the team might still have to secure a little bit more. Hoya and Moshan, they run for the hills.
So the saplings and the barrels manage to secure a retreat. Knight doesn't get the perfect flank this time. TT managed to shut down that rise earlier on into the fight, but it's not a fight win. BLG, they haven't won heavily enough to go straight towards the Atacon on the other side of the map, but they will be able to break up in the mid lane turret, and that's definitely a good prize to them. Bin, another great fight on the Jax. He's been having a wonderful team fight game on his... I actually hadn't called that out. That's completely fine. That's a good check-in.
Cool. Well, I just, think, especially given what the tempo of the game is now, it means so much if they are able to secure Atacon themselves. However, they need to be able to start turning these plays in their favour, and at the minute it feels like they're the ones called time and time again. Looking to make something happen. Hoya is in. He's managed to find a cast, but it's not going to get onto the Jhin, as maybe the Gragas would have hoped. Low health bar for Wei, but still alive. The same cannot be said for Hoya, and yet again the Jhin raining down the damage. And even with him at a range distance, there's so much power being put out, but Ash turns it back around. Finally, Rise able to get something, but now Knight dived upon. Damage raining out of 1xn, trying to find more, but shut down in their tracks by Bin. This time it's the Azir alive to tell the tale. They're in a tight duking out, but look at the dash, the damage. It's not enough to kill off Elk. Still deathless in this game. 8-0-13 there to finish off Elk. Also, wasn't quite Captain Jack levels, but you've got to shout out that cleanse coming in after the belly bot from the Gragas to allow in the reposition. Atacon's been started up. It's forced from TT. Curtain Call raining in. Hoya so low. Hoya so dead. Now TT are split. BLG can take control of the Atacon pit.
Remember, it's not the GA version, so if you take it, you don't get that free revival after that point. The Realm Warp is going to potentially help out. It is stopped. Here comes the fight.
Yeah, here we go, and 1xn's already shut down with that damage gone. I don't see a world where TT can turn this one in their favour. They're sent running again. Satab again able to live, but having to leave the rest of the team in coffins. Atacon secured yet again by BLG, and for the second time today, Nightmare, you get your Ruinous.
Yay, 10-0-13. You go straight to the Baron, otherwise Satab teleported bot side knowing that there's no contest on the Baron really available.
There's gold to be had in these hills.
That there is gold to be had, and there's a shutdown. I'm happy you get an objective bounty there, Satai.
I think I might have to put you into past tense on that one, Nightmare. They had the damage. We saw setups they were trying to make down the bottom lane when we saw the fantastic ultimate used by the Lilia that caught out Satab. At that point, it felt like maybe they could set up play and still take things on even terms. Since then, with the last 2 fights, the mid lane fight was very close. That was, millimeters. That top lane one was not close. This bot lane one is not close. This is under turret, and this isn't now turning into sort of scenes from game 2 again.
See that Setup's had his ult forced out in the mid lane as well by Knight. That will not be available for a big play for Thundertalk. BLG look like they found their mojo back a little bit more, and maybe this is a little bit more the BLG that we know can sometimes be a bit greedy in the game 1 of a series. Banshee's Veil from Knight gives him a lot of brawling stats, and yeah, there's the tower from the Azir, which gives him something to play around. Not enough for the 1v1. Thundertalk, they are preying on miracles now, and I think they're all out of divine intervention.
There are positives to be taken from this game for Thundertalk. However, I don't think there will be a win to be taken. There's yet another turret falls. The fight is going to start. This time we are going to see Encore on the turret a little bit, but in comes Bin from the backside, absolutely ripping apart the backline. It's going to be kill after kill being secured. Only Hoya now remains to defend the Nexus turrets, and with the curtain call, it will be a curtain call for this game. The shots won't connect this time until they do, and when they do, boy, they hit hard. One last fourth shot, one last stand came out from TT, but it's now 2-1 to BLG as they look to avenge their earlier series loss.
That is a 28-minute game with 43 kills. Elk finishes roll as well. Pantheon Callista. That is going to be point and click. Lodge the spears in from both of them and hope you get a kill. Hard to play out that lane. Knight was potentially angling over there too. Way a bit indecisive. And instead, we're going to get the 2v2.
Oh, this is absolutely horrific for TT. Their jungler busy trying to steal away the wolves. Already seeing 1xN having to flash away. It wasn't response to a flash from Elk, however, and Elk, as a result, doesn't have flash now as the Wukong gets closer and closer, but it's Bechuan who dies, and it is Elk who lives. XN now is going to be saying a night for now.
On has another empowered W, uses it. It's going to be another kill over tonight. Oh, this is disaster for Thunder Talk. Wei comes over at the level 2, and it is a 4-kill level 1 for BLG with a triple kill to the Lucian.
Losing a limb at this stage of the game.
What else do you do here? I mean, yeah, the coaching staff from BLG having a great time of it now. Satab. Oh my god, he's got flash on too. Nice, he's going to go for another ult, so he does.
One more double tap, and that's all she wrote. 4-0-1 Lucian at 3.
And Karma, which of course they were struggling a little bit. No equal. Hang on, Bin's just been left out to the wolves though, guys.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this one, especially given that Dragon's up on bot side. Bin just going to give up the kill. People in chat earlier on were saying how well Hoya had played some of these dives that because of having the grubs, BLG had just taken this out a little bit faster.
Hey Sam, how's it going? Sam's woken up finally.
Hey Sam!
So we've got Stan on call, Sam. Great, let's go with the cast. So we've got, oh my god, we could have so many play-by-plays in this cast.
Oh my god.
I could give Sam the headphones. We could just all start shouting at the game. Sam, we had a 4-kill level 1. Knight walked away with 4 kills. He has a Kraken Slayer at 8 minutes.
Oh god.
So I think Knight had a 21-0 Lucian game last year, by the way, with a pentakill.
Yes.
The headphones, we could just all start shouting at the game. Sam, we had a 4-kill level 1. Knight walked away with 4 kills. He has a Kraken Slayer at 8 minutes.
Oh god.
So I think Knight had a 21-0 Lucian game last year, by the way, with a pentakill.
Yes.
TT. I think TT realized that they dropped so much gold from the early game. They can't actually waste any on the teleporting onto the Lucian. He has ult and flash. Teleport coming in from BLG all the same.
Support coming in from On as well. Fright brewing, but immediately Satab realizes this isn't the fight they want to take. On's going to be able to catch On, interrupting the ultimate. Flash burn, ignite put down. Satab teleports to their own demise.
It's going to be one. It's not going to be the harpoon or the spear. It's the harpoon which does it. Bin gets a flame roasted Yone. Satab on his Yone, which looks enough for BLG as well. They have themselves the 3 grubs. They'll get themselves the dragon. Honestly, with TT not being able to go towards the top side of the map that quickly, BLG might even be able to contest the top side grubs too.
I don't think it's even going to be a contest at this point, to be honest. I feel like they're just completely railroading this early game.
And they stop it before the 14-minute mark comes down. It's such a crazy gold lead for this Lucian now, getting 2 turrets effectively.
I think the only argument I'd make is in a game where it seems almost definite that we're going towards Ruinous. Maybe having that 6 grub advantage.
Defending themselves here, but they did lose the cleanse, did lose the heal. Next time you go forwards with a Sejuani ult, you won't have those available to them. And it's not like Karma's built up to a Mikhail's just yet. Dragon's going to get started, Dragon's going to get finished, and it is sadly going to be the Voracious Atacama. We didn't kill enough people, folks. There's a rookie numbers, got to pump them up. But still, BLG happy with the Dragon stacking.
I think it speaks
again, I'm working on quite a lack of sleep. I don't always track that objective. Hoya, maybe trying to catch out Knight again. The extra HP from the Black Cleaver makes it quite nice to play around that. Gonna find out Wei. Knight around the corner. Doesn't necessarily want to stick around that. He's there. Stun misses.
Oh, it was a good flash. That wasn't a full next Smithy of an ult, but even so, Hoya still in a little bit of trouble as we do see Pantheon arriving and actually immediately departing. Bechuan able to get themselves their first kill of the game. Teleport comes in. It's going to be matched. We're going to see this 5v4 play out.
There we go. The ult comes through from the Yone, but it's stopped and the fight continues. Equalizer goes down.
Equalizer go down, but not onto too many. Arriving, we can see Elk with a lot of damage, getting that kill onto Hoyer, and now what was looking like an opportune moment for TT is looking like it might be something that seals their fate. Cullen goes in, narrowly dodged away from this little bit of fruit to help to 1xn survive. No fruit, however, for the rest of the team as Rumble secures a double, ending this one out in convincing fashion. 1xn lives for a while. Maybe should have just recalled instead of eating the fruit, buddy. That is an apple that's going to cost you your life, and it's going to be at the hand of Knight, of course.
BLG pick up a fight which will really break open the game now. You can see that TT were holding on to their lanes, not so anymore. BLG get an inner turret. They still have to take the outer turret, but of course, in the middle, therefore, see the value of the lethality. Kalista as well. We did call out Elk as a powerful player of that champion. He's played in the past, of course, a bunch, but BLG really picking up the pieces very effectively.
I mean, that's twice now where Elk's barriers have been absolute pinpoint perfection. Not so much, though, for Bechuan, who had such a phenomenal game one. The standout performer, unfortunately, has been stood on now. And as a result, yet again, kill after kill coming in. Knight wanted to pad the stats even more, not giving up a death themselves. Been just going to proxy farm now, apparently. Why not?
I'd say if he could snipe off an opportunistic kill onto 1xn if he chose a bad place. The recall not to be... But everything else is turning up their way too. Hoyer spotted out. Way is just around the corner too. Hoyer just there, really just throw out a tiny bit of damage, but not do much else. Objective bounties on the board. It's just, what did TT do? They've missed their shot. What do they do?
The Kennen in this game. I hate to say it, but we threw up big question mark.
Herald was actually taken by TT, and they will be able to take their second turret of the game. It is an objective bounty, 500 gold back for them between both Setab and Bechuan, who will be able to go out here as well. If he jumps in here, there is actually a decent chance that On just combos him straight out of this and gets him into a bit of a difficult scenario. He's going to go straight onto Setab instead.
Yeah, good damage put down. Ignite already be burned, and that is going to be Wukong just stepping themselves away. This is allowing all the time in the world for the Atacon to be taken bot side Voracious this time round.
So BLG will take that one nice and easily. And what that means now is that On with Flash can use that extra GA to be just... Yeah, that happens. The last time I remember that was World's Play-ins. Junjia, the PSG Talon jungler, got 1 second of 35-minute game. That was very not okay. Luckily, he's done a lot better since then. And sadly, I don't think he qualified for first 10. I think CFO did. So Caster actually making through to another international event after all this time. Incredible to see him making it through from the LCP, the Pacific League. BLG, not necessarily found themselves that killer fight yet. Got 1 minute of Atacon. Wade does have ult. He's probably going to throw it under this turret. 1xn, got to be a little bit careful there. There is a Mikhail's. Is it going to be enough? Maybe not.
Oh, here we go again. Big old dive under the turret. This time it feels like TT have got themselves a little bit of damage. Maybe a slight overstep coming in. Bin, however, is not going to die. Merely going to be sent back to Fountain. And as a result, just continued pressure being put down. It's going to be the... Yeah, nice. Spectacle coming in. It's not going to be released in any particularly dramatic fashion, however. Knight still definitely...
You don't want to give too much hope to a losing team. They should lose 90% of the time. This is the remaining 10%. You get like a well, even maybe that's too high. If you get everything overlapped onto the same targets, maybe it works out. It's just so hard to set that up.
Very, very hard indeed, and getting harder by the moment, unfortunately. Baron, of course, having spawned now, it seems to be the next objective, and no sooner does it spawn than immediately we're going to see the attention of BLG turning over to it. We have Bechuan trying to set up some vision, trying to do something, just having to flash out, having already used their clone to attempt an escape. A little bit of damage going down, as we can see Knight having a bit of a rough time trying to duke it out against the Yone, but while all that's going on, Elk able to kill off Hoyer. On is going to give their life in return, but it's double kill coming in for the Kalista. Bechuan does manage, as I say, manage to find that one onto On. But the third kill comes in, and it's another kill for Knight, who eventually finds the trade onto their fellow mid laner. They find a second onto the Karma. 1xn left without a friend to turn to, not even able to kill Bin for their troubles. It's going to be a delayed triple coming
Baron
in.
Buff as well for the rest of the team. BLG doing it textbook style.
Well, I don't know if TT believe in miracles or not, but they're going to need one right now, and things have just spiraled out of control since pretty much minute 2.
That's on the Baron buff. They have ages to play towards to try and find themselves something. Grouping up in mid lane. Can they find themselves a fight? Or they just go for that tower?
I feel like they're going to pull the trigger sooner rather than later, and First of all, turret will fall in mid. Pressure's going to be put down by Rumble, bot side, who can easily join this fight, make it the 5v5. And as the inhibitor falls, TT are asking the question, is there anything they can possibly do out of desperation? And it feels like the answer is no.
Feels like the damage has also just kind of been done at this point. You've got the extra soul. Bin can stand and fight with the Yoda. The Yoda is meant to win those kind of trades, but 2 levels up and so much gold. That's not really a fair comparison now, is it? The Chemtech soul make it so hard to burst people out completely too. If you couldn't kill them before, it gets that extra degree harder after that point. Wei being a massive frontline Bechuan. Can he get anything? No, he can't. TT, a swing and a miss again.
Wei so insanely tanky at this point as well. On not quite so much being zoned away by Hoya, but this was merely enough to secure the kill on Satab, but instead it's just going to be an ult for an ult. The inhibitor is the trade that BLG are able to get out of absolutely nothing.
They haven't had to recall him forever. The fact that they can stick around, they can take an inhib, take some damage, stick around for a bit.
The Black Knight from Monty Python, and the injury that's been suffered by TT is not just a flesh wound at this point. They are practically missing their head, and they're going to be missing the final part of their base. We are going to see Kennen coming in from behind for one last desperation play. Wei taking a lot of damage already. We see that Bin is just doing such a good job zoning, putting down that flame spitter, finding damage, finding a kill on a Bechuan. Knight getting what might be, I believe, their 9th or 10th kill of this game. It's not quite 27-0, but it's damn near close enough. Trying to shut down L. We are seeing Knight getting yet another kill, and Satab's 0-7-0 game unfortunately sums up what has been an absolute disaster from minute 1 for TT. They came to play in game 1. In game 2, BLG said no way. In game 3, it was close, but BLG had enough. In game 4, they ran rampant and served a warning to everybody else in the lower bracket. BLG closed this one out in style. Knight does eventually die, but TT drop out of the bracket.
To beat BLG in a